Hello everybody, I'm gonna go over two tier lists, and I'm gonna go over tier list for high elo and tier list for lower elo. And lower elo I'm going to probably say plat and below, and then I may do three tier lists because diamond to masters is kind of its own tier. So we're gonna start with low tier. So for low tier, we're going to go by ranking here. Currently in the game, Welkin is strongest in the game. Period. This unit's kit is it's out there. Uh for lower elo, unless you're finding a Smurf, um I'm going to say Solaris in B tier. This character is a high skill capped character. Just so you know, this is low elo. This is like plat and below. And plat, you're gonna have players that are probably going to be about making this A. Because the higher elo this character gets, the stronger this character gets. If you do have a Smurf on your team, this character goes from B to you're probably not going to be able to deal with it. Period. So if there's a Smurf on it, this thing is going to be S tier. For the average low elo player that is a actual low elo player or just a starting player, I'm going to put Stellaris at B rank for those players. Um, the kit on this unit to me is overloaded. Absolutely overloaded, but due to how low the HP is and how tedious the mechanics on this unit are, this unit is not an easy unit to pick up. I'm giving it B just because of how strong it is, and I know it would piss people off for like beginners being called that bad at the unit, so I'm going to put it at B for a low elo. Um, so the next one we'll do is Serenith. Serenith, it's kind of between B and A and lower elos. This unit's kind of has a lot of people would say an identity crisis. To be honest, I think this unit is a lot better than a lot of people give it credit to. But I'm also a Tricera main, so like I get my shit pushed in by this unit constantly. I'm gonna put in lower elo, if you know what you're doing, this character in A. Um this character if is really strong against people that don't move. And in lower elos, especially for a Stego or Tricera, they normally don't try moving out of the way at these elos. Um for that I'm going to consider it decently strong, not overpoweredly strong. I can definitely carry you. To be honest, I'm kind of like on the fence if I should put it on A or B. I'm just gonna round it up. Sestego for low elo. Right now, there's not gonna be a lot of people that focus you out on Stego. I'm gonna put this character B for now. Once people know what to do with you, um, this is considered the worst unit in the game, especially in higher elos. We'll go over that tier list and why a bit later. So the next character we'll do is Hurricane. Hurricane is pretty decent. It's not bad. I wouldn't consider it amazing due to the melee meta. It's unless you really know how to parry. I'm gonna put this So B, I would consider it is good and not bad. C is struggling. F is bad. Aquila, a good Aquila is really good. Some Aquilas are probably still learning and learning what to do and what to target. So I'm gonna put this character at A. Um, Another would be Sky Raider. Sky Raider is also a pretty challenging character to use. A lot of Sky Raiders in this Elo, they're not. It's not amazing. It does deal with a lot of characters really well. It did lose a bit of its point objective effectiveness with the longer cooldown on the energy missiles. In higher elos of play, this unit is really strong against laser comps, and the reason for that is that static bombs actually stop laser beams. So if you try to shoot into those static missiles with a laser beam, it just stops the laser beam. And the full laser comps, this unit is really strong at stopping energy comps and stops your Tricera from being absolute fucking dog shit piled on. It does stop all laser beams. I think the only one it might not stop is Aquila's, but I have not tested that. Uh, from the rest of the energy units, I know it does stop the bullets. Inferno is really strong as long as not there's not two melees or more. If you have two melees that can absolutely run down an Inferno, if you do not know what you're doing, um, Inferno can just be ran down. Currently, the meta is three melees in higher elos. A lot of people stopped running it because it was like tilting players so bad to the point that it was kind of dropped off mostly in higher elos. There's also a lot of people that just don't know how to do the three melee comp. I'm not going to teach the three melee comp because the shit is toxic as hell, and I really don't want people learning it because I'm not going to lie. Uh, I would be higher on the leaderboard if it wasn't for dealing with some of these really toxic metas that have kind of been going on. Um, Panaka. So Panaka is pretty good. It does get shit on by melees. But it does have the unique feature that it's really good against things like Tricera and Stego. I'm going to put Panaka. It's hard to say. I almost want to put this character in A tier with players that actually know what they're doing with it. Um, I'm gonna put it in B tier just because it could get ran down pretty easy in lower elo. Uh, Naru right now, a good player with it will never die, even if there's a Falcon on the enemy team. You're just not gonna be able to kill a Naru right now. Um, in lower tiers, I do think Naru is a little bit of a harder character to pull off. Uh, I wouldn't consider her bad. We'll put her on average again. Tricera and lower elos, a lot of players don't know how to deal with it. I am going to put Tricera for on A for now. This is another unit that's going to gonna change in how good it is based off of elo too. Um, Next would be Aleseness. Aleseness is good. I haven't seen a lot of amazing Aleseness. But I'm gonna say it's average right now. Panther is good. We're gonna put Panther above average. Uh, Lumine is really good right now. We're gonna put her in A tier for low elo. Um, Falcon. Falcon is doing all right. We'll put her at average. Right now in lower elos, I don't think there is a really bad unit. And when I say that, um, that there's no really bad units in lower elos, because a lot of people do not know how to punish these units as hard. Um, so this is the low elo tier. Um, so now we're gonna go mid tier. This will be things like plat to about, we'll say, grandmasters. Falcon starts struggling a little bit. It's not amazingly bad, but it's not the greatest. Um, and the reason why I say that, a good Stellaris is you're not going to have fun with on a Falcon. Even though you have the ability to be able to see a Stellaris, this unit starts to struggle quite a bit. Um, Narakamis also know how to deal with you as well. So your utility at being an kind of an anti-stealth unit is not going so great for you. It's not, I wouldn't say F tier. Uh, and then Stego, I would drop down to C. Um, Inferno, I would drop down. To be honest, Inferno's good as long as there's not no more than like a Stellaris, uh, Welkin trying to run you down. So Inferno is good if it's uncontested, and really good if it's uncontested. Um, I'm gonna leave Inferno in A right now. And the only reason I'm leaving it in A is if you do manage to run into a non-Stellaris Vulcan comp, Inferno I do consider really strong. Um, Lumine stays the same. Panther is still good. Tricera, people are starting to learn how to deal with Tricera pretty hard here. I'm gonna drop Tricera down to B. Um, and then Naru. The Narus in this game are starting to become pretty good. Um, Sky Raider is alright. Solaris now goes from people that actually know how to deal with Stellaris. I'm gonna take her from B to S. Uh, People actually know how to cap with her now. People know how to abuse her stealth and abuse units to be able to gain advantage. Know who to target. Um, this unit at this point is, these two units are considered the strongest in higher elos. Aquila, I'm gonna keep an A, even though there's a Stellaris running it down constantly. Um, any other big adjustments? Not yet. I'm gonna say Naru can be an A now. A lot of people will have a lot of hard times dealing with Naru. Naru is situational, but when she is in her situational, she is really good. Um, Falcon's just not being able to contest her right now. It's not. She just gets to go around for free. And even if you have a Stellaris chasing her, it's one of those. It's just you're not going to kill her most of the time, unless she doesn't have a stealth option up. So you basically just got to keep chasing her down until her cooldowns are all the way down in order to be able to kill her. It's not fun right now because Falcon's the only thing that's able to deal with her, and the thing is Falcon versus Naru is basically a skill matchup. Um, a good Naru just won't die they'll just keep running away. Uh, Naru does do a lot of damage right now. So this is pretty much for Diamond and Grandmaster's tier. So now we're doing General and up. So for Generals, Stego is F. And the reason why Stego is F is because this character is really easy to target. There's not a lot of units that can really protect it really well. Um, and the reason why I say this, uh, Tricera can't even protect it well with the Welkin Stellaris comp. And the reason for that is it's really hard for Tricera to parry. Stego needs to normally need to be long range to medium range, and if the Stego is playing longish range, the Tricera can't sit beside it due to the fact that Tricera is a medium to close range with its guns. If you try shooting in non-turret form on Tricera, your bullets go everywhere. Um, Easy to single out. Really bad right now. When I mean really bad, it is kind of it does have some situational, so it's dropping between F and C constantly. There's some times where Stego is good, but a lot of times Stego can just be really easily targeted out. Um, I would honestly drop for how much that Tricera is getting shit on by everything. Um, I'm gonna drop Tricera and higher elos from B to C. The only reason why it's not F is Tricera still has a very important role for certain objectives. Tricera cannot solo defend versus a Welkin anymore. The reason why I say this is due to the hitbox on Welkin Wall. You cannot leave a Tricera to solo defend a cap. The Welkin can legitimately just, if they're good and they're good at positioning, you will not be able to tag them before they take key. It takes a full round of howitzers to be able to break a Welkin Wall. And then you also have to boost up 3 times and be over the top of their head to be able to hit them. By that time, they could have it capped if you're not fast enough. Most of the time, a Tricera is not going to be able to defend the capping ability of a Welkin. Uh, However, Tricera is decent enough to help your Welkin be able to take out another Welkin based off of your positioning. If you position to the side of a Welkin, you can very much burst down a Welkin pretty decently. If a Welkin has no liquid shields, a full round of howitzers will drop a Welkin to about 30% HP. This leaves your Welkin to be able to easily finish it as soon as the shield is down. Um, by the time the shield is down, you have about 6 seconds before howitzer is back up. If they're constantly knocking each other back, you just wait that 6 seconds and then you just finish off the Welkin. Um, if you're really good at Tricera, uh, when I mean really good as you main this character a lot, this can be a C to a B. If you know how to move and know how to know your placement, this unit is alright. It's not bad, it's alright. It'll still be able to carry you games if you do decide to main this unit, but you cannot sit still in turret form constantly anymore. You are shit on by Naro, you are shit on by Inferno, you are shit on by Panther Stellaris combo, you are shit on by Stellaris Welkin combo. Uh, you are shit on by Serenith if you don't move. You're also shit on by Panaka if you don't move. You also take a lot of damage from Sky Raider if you don't move. You also take a crap ton of damage from Hurricane if you don't move. If you have an enemy Hurricane and Inferno and you don't move out of the way, you're just fucking dead. If you have a Panaka into a Serena, if you don't move, you are just fucking dead. If the Aquila and the Naru know how to make their placements, you are also pretty much dead because if they hit the top of turret mode in Tricera, you do take normal damage. You do not block it with your shields. So a good Aquila will definitely be able to fuck up your day if they know how to position correctly. Um Welkin can also, if you're not good at being able to dodge and kite a Welkin will also fuck up your day as a Tricera. Um, Tricera is just one of those units that in certain things are too good to give up. Um, it's not the best right now. I'm going to mention that in higher elos. People that know what they're doing can punish a Tricera really hard. And lower elos, it's not going to happen as much. A lot of people don't understand that Tricera is vulnerable in turret mode from the top of their head. Um, Lumine always good. So one thing in higher elos is I'm gonna put Lumine and Panaka on equal grounds. Um, and the reason why I say this is Panaka can do as much damage as some of the attacking units on top of having heals. So Panaka's wall, if it hits a heavy, it's about 30% of your HP. Um, it's kind of ridiculous. It can do a lot of damage if played right. The only bad part is you do have to set around units that can defend you. And the units that will be able to defend you would be your Welkin. Um, if played right, Panaka can be really strong, especially as a DPS character. I've seen Panakas with 400k adjusted damage in higher elos. This unit is not something to scuff at. Um, Panther is still really good. Eliseness and certain things, Eliseness can be B or A, depending on the map. Um, Hurricane still has its uses. It's good, but not bad. It's not amazing, and it's not like you should be running it every game tier. The ones and S's are basically you should be running it every game. I I think some Falcons, if they're good enough, they can pull this up to B tier. Um, I wouldn't consider it amazing or like have to run right now. Depending on the matchup, depending on if there's units that can catch you out a lot, this unit still has its uses. Things in C can still be ran. Stego and higher elos. Ooh, Stego's rough, buddy. Stego is rough, to say the least, in higher elos. It is not a fun time to be a Stego main right now. There's still sometimes Stego is very needed, but with Stellaris and a Welkin comp, you just like constantly are getting ran down. And there's not a lot that you can do because Stellaris disables uh, Tricera shields, and if you're not in turret form, you have to have your Stego at medium range, which also makes them an even easier target. Um, there are definitely some bad. Uh, I don't know. It's just to me. So for running three melee comp, you usually want to do this. So I'm gonna show you what you normally want to run if you're running three melee. Stellaris into Panther are really strong because Stellaris can follow up with a grapple, and then Panther goes into a charge. And most of the time, you will kill most things of what you focus. Panther, I do consider pretty good right now. Um, Hurricane. Hurricane's one of those characters, if you're skilled at it, you can very much carry it. Right now, due to the current meta, though, do not play this character in death battle modes. Um, if you're unlucky and you get a triple melee comp, you're just going to get written down constantly. But that is currently my tier list for low elo, medium high elo, and high elo. Thank you everybody for watching. If you're wanting more reasons of why these characters and then the slots that they are, I will respond in the comments. Thank you everybody for watching.